Get this turned up. Alrighty. So, good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me on my new Monday morning. I just want to check my volume. For some reason, my volume doesn't want to turn on, so I hope my volume is okay for you. Okay? Can someone just comment if my volume's okay? Because for some reason, it's not turning up. I can't turn up my volume today. Okay, all right, I hope it's well. All right, so today I'm here and I have some, hey there, says the scripture with Tyler T. Thank you so much for being here. It's working. Thank you so much for letting me know. Okay, big news. Guys, how do I say this? I've got to be honest and I've got to be transparent. You know, I look at Jesus, Buddha, Muhammad, and whoever else is in the scriptures of people that get followed through religions, okay? And you look at these people, none of them were rich. None of them, Jesus even walked around with no shoes on, apparently. I wasn't there, so I don't know if that's proved or not. But, look at what we're going through now with no hope. No hope is where we're at. Rents are going skyrocketing. Food prices are skyrocketing. Oil and gas, $2.10 per litre. Now, that's to this morning. There's 4 litres in a gallon. So if you're in America, our petrol just hit $8.30 a gallon this morning. How do we get through this? I am going to be honest. I haven't been online for the last 3 days because I personally have been in meltdown. I'm honest with where I'm at. I've got PTSD from my time with the police. And Wednesday night, 7 o'clock at night, I get this email from my real estate. My rent is going up to nearly $500 per week. $2,000 a month for me to live in this dump of a house in Browns Plains, which is a very low-income earning. We've got a lot of housing here, social housing, public housing, whatever you want to call it. My street, we've got about 12 houses in this street that are public housing. So it's a very low economic suburb, and they want to charge me $500 per week. So I've been sitting here all weekend thinking, I can understand why people just give up. I get so many emails from people saying, I've lost my job, I can't work anymore, I'm stressed, I'm sick, I've lost my house, my rent's going up, food prices are going up, can't afford my car, so I'm going to have to sell my car, can't even leave the house now because I've got no car. We're all struggling. So I've got to go back to Jesus and look at him as like a role model today. Because Jesus never gave up hope. He always had that hope that wherever he went, someone would give him accommodation and food. He had no money. He didn't do anything, right? Let's go there, right? That's true, isn't it? Jesus didn't go out and have a job while he was a carpenter before he came out as a spiritual person. And I firmly believe, this is my personal opinion, Jesus had an NDE. I reckon he got hit on the head because he was a carpenter. I reckon he got hit on the head by a plank of wood while he was building something, and he had a near-death experience, and he had this big awakening. That's what I believe, in all honesty, because of what happened to me after my own NDE. But 316 here USD. So there you go, Dave Mack. We're another quarter on top of you. So scriptures with Tyler T. Think the rapture is going to happen. I can tell you guys, I've got big news coming today. So I want to talk about me first, get me off the grid because I want to talk about you, right? So I'm going to do a video. I'm not going to do a video. I'm just going to say it here. But I'm going to update my website, which is www.lindaray.info. I'm going to update there today and put on a link how to get a reading because I now have to ask for donations to do my readings. All my readings, whether it was psychic reading, spirit guide reading, or whatever you want, I used to do it for free. I must stop doing that because in the honesty of me, with my rent hitting $500 a week, I am down to now about $50 a week to survive. That's me and my daughter. Food, electricity, phone, internet, petrol expenses, car expenses, school expenses. I can understand why people just give up and just say, no, I'm not doing this anymore. So I've been thinking what I can give up this weekend. Can I give up the internet and just have my phone internet? It's been a big one because that's going to save me a lot of money a month if I just give up my internet. So I'm going to put it out there. If I don't do this work for me, I do it for you guys, and I can only do this work with your support. So I'm going to start charging, well, not charging, but I ask for donations or contributions towards my readings now. And I think that's feasible. You know, you go to a psychic here in Australia, their prices are now $150 to $300 for half an hour to an hour. I do my stuff for free, so I've got to stop doing that, you know. I was actually talking to a guy the other day. Well, before I get to what he said, because that's pretty big what he says, because it's my next thing I want to talk about. And I've also got my tarots here. Look, I've already got the card pulled because I've done my tarots this morning. But getting back to me, I'm going to update my website, which is www.lindaray, and I've got it here. So let me just cut and paste this into the comment section. I'm going to update there today with the terms and conditions on how to get a reading. The first terms and condition is there must be a contribution through PayPal. So obviously some people can afford more than others, okay? But there must be some sort of contribution now. 2, so that's number 1, make a contribution through PayPal. Number 2 is email me with evidence of what you've made, because PayPal sometimes comes up with an email address or a company name, and you say, hey, but I'm Joe Smith. I just paid you $100. I don't see it coming through as Joe Smith, so you've got to give me some sort of evidence so I know it's you. 3, in your email where you give me this evidence, which can be like a reference number or a screenshot. Screenshots are great because you just screenshot, press send and attach it to an email, right? So send me a photocopy of your transaction. 3, you must let me know your local biggest city, like major city, because if you say, oh, I'm near Chicago, I can then work out the time zones because I live in Australia, right? Then I can email you back and forward and we'll find a suitable time date for a reading, and I'll send you over a Zoom link like we do now. So I have to do this, guys, okay? Scripture with Tyler T. Dang, that's tough. I'm sorry. This is the state of the world, guys. Everybody is feeling it. And I actually rang a friend on Saturday because I was crying my eyes out, which I haven't cried since 1998. And now I'm starting to come back to crying again because I'm so upset with what's going on. But I was talking to a friend on Saturday and I said, you know, I cannot live in $1 million house. Oh, can't say that because the house here now is $1 million. I can't live in a mansion and say to people, I know how you're feeling. I've got to be relatable. And, you know, I look at my life, not to be a victim here because I'll never be a victim, but I've had 2 divorces. I've lived in a women's shelter because I was homeless. I went to America where I was physically abused. That's why I don't talk about why I died or how I died. I don't talk about that because who wants to hear about domestic violence in an uplifting scenario of having a near-death experience? So I actually tell people he killed me, which he did. Sheriff wanted to charge him with attempted murder. And I said, no, I'm going back to Australia. So I've lived through all that torture, turmoil, trauma. Now I'm in this position where I'm self-sufficient. Everything I've got is what I've done. I've never asked anyone else for money. Only Tashi's dad, because hell, I've got his daughter, obviously. So he supports her. But I do not take money from people because I believe that I want to be the person who is there for everybody, because I know what it's like to live in a homeless shelter. I know what it's like to be a struggling person. So I believe that I'm going through this again now. So then you guys know what I'm going through because we're all connected. We're all in the same boat. We're all together in this. And I don't want to be this rich person saying, like some evangelist on TV. I will never want to be that person living, going out to the stadium and living in that 16-story high, mega $1 million, $220 million house in California. I don't want to be that guy, whoever that guy was. But I want to be relatable. I want to be approachable. And that's me, my integrity. So that's why I'm here doing what I'm doing. So please stay tuned to my website. I've put it in there. You can see the comment with the yellow. My website's also in the description below. LyndaRay.info is where I'm going to have a page I'm going to set up later today. And it's going to go through all the dot points. There's 5 dot points because I've got them listed here. 1 is you must pay with PayPal. 2, email me at linda@lindaray.info and give me some sort of evidence that it's you so I know. And tell me where you live so we can work out time zones. I then reply and I'll say, okay, well, how does next Tuesday at 2 o'clock sound or whatever? And then we can send out the Zoom and do your reading, okay? I love it being about the person, all right? So please know, guys, I hate being this person, but I'm forced to be this person now because my rent just went up $100 a week. Again, because it only went up 10 months ago. It's shocking what's going on. Okay. Just remembered it's Monday. I know it's Monday. All right, so now that I've just had my little whoa. Dave Mack, yeah, I know. I'm hearing you, Dave. I'm hearing you. What you said, Dave Mack. It's staggering. I live next door to this tiny, tiny little 2-bedroom granny flat. They've got it rented right now for $400 a week. It's up on stilts. So when they walk around, I can actually hear them in my bedroom, which is the other end of my house. And it's as tiny, right? That's the house next door to me. So I don't show where it is because then you know where I live, right? And I don't like promoting where I am. Okay, so let's do this. Okay. On eBay, totally, it's time to do this, Linda, and I love to donate. But please look at other payment methods rather than PayPal. 3 of my good friends got their business accounts frozen recently. Okay, well, my PayPal is linked up as a contribution, like a donation thing. So I've spoken to PayPal and they've said it's fine with what I'm doing, okay? Because I say to them, look, I'm broke. I just ask people to just throw me money because they help me pay my bills instead of charging people for stuff, and they're happy with that, okay? Okay, now, Juaniva Lua, you're very loved and appreciated. Thank you so much. It's time to charge for your readings. You deserve it. Thank you so much for being understanding, guys. My rent has gone up too. Groceries cost me a fortune this fortnight. I already live week to week. I know. I'm struggling too, darling. So please be aware. Have a look at your local, if you're on Facebook, I would even be going out to someone like Salvation Army or somewhere like that because they have lists of food banks. I actually got that on Thursday because I've got to now go to food banks. That's where I'm at as well. So at least I'm in the same boat with you guys, okay? Let's get off me. So just in closing, I'm going to set up my how to get a reading. Anyone who's emailed me for a reading, you're getting the link to say, sorry, no more free readings, okay? Because I've got about 50 in my inbox that I just can't face at this point because I've had a very depressed weekend, okay? I had a big struggle. But at the end of the day, I was talking to my friend and I said, you know what? We cannot let this win. How can we just lie down and let these people win? Because this is all deliberate. We know this is all deliberate, okay? They're trying to make out that it's the country starting with UK. It's nothing to do with UK. It's the other US and A country. They're the ones in the government, not the people, because the people that live in America are great. Okay, I love yous all. But there's a lot of seedy stuff going on in government over there. And the more I find out, the more I'm just shattered because I wanted to be an American. I lived over in North Carolina. I was doing my immigration. I wanted to stay there. I loved America. Really did. Shatters me what the governments are doing over there. It really does. Okay, so let's get into this guy that I was talking to. Well, I was watching him on Saturday. This guy comes out and he's having this, he's a doctor, I don't know where he's from. He's from Germany, Sweden, Denmark, Poland, somewhere over there, right, in Europe. And he's talking about redox. And this guy was pretty switched on, which I love people who are switched on, right? And he's having this talk. He's walking around with the microphone on stage. And he says, who's heard of redox? And I'm watching this video and I think, I've heard of redox. It's sort of like a detox that you put a bath, right? You have a bath of it. And he says, are you aware that redox actually stands for radiation detox? And I'm blown away. And I'm sitting there thinking, holy shivers. Radiation detox is redox. R-A-D for radiation, O-X from detox. Radiation detox. So he goes in and he's talking about cancer. You know, look how many people now are getting cancer, whether it's from a certain medical procedure or chemtrails, 5G radiation, whatever the hell, right? We're getting sick from the whole shebang, right? We're getting sick from all of it. So he's there on his mic talking around the stage, and he says, the way that we treat radiation is with more radiation. That's why you go to chemo, right? Chemotherapy, right? And he says that the reason why people die from chemo is because it's more radiation going into the irradiated body. And I'm sitting there shaking my head and I'm thinking, yeah, I already know all this. Yeah. And I knew that he had something bigger he was coming to, right? And he says, are you aware radiation is very acidic in our body? And when we live in an acidic environment, like our body is an environment, right? We have this whole ecological system going on inside our body, right? Because we're geology, right? So he's saying that when you've got an environment, which is my body, which is living in acidic situations, he said that's when you get sick. Viruses, cancers. And he said that's when you get stressed. Wow. Anxiety causes sicknesses. Depression causes sicknesses, right? And he says, so when you're living in this acidic environment, this is when all this bad stuff starts to happen to us. And he said, do you realize that if you turn yourself alkaline, you can't get sick? So here I am as a psychic, you know, and I live in high vibrations and raise your vibration energies type stuff. And I'm thinking, this guy's on a wicket. Yeah, he's on the wicket here. If you know what that means, it's a cricket term. When you're on the wicket, it means it's time to batter up, right? So this guy's telling this story about how when we have a detox to get rid of the radiation and we're sitting there meditating, oh my God, so he actually says meditating, right, while we're having this bath. And he says, so you have a bath where you start meditating and you start visualizing all the stuff that you want in your own head. And I'm there, this is guys on my page, right? So he goes into, so we're getting there because I've got the ingredients here. So grab your pen and paper and write this down. It is so easy. I went to the shops yesterday. Grab your pen and paper. So I'm giving you a chance to grab a pen and paper, right? I went up to my grocery store yesterday and I thought, I'm going to buy these 3 ingredients and I'm going to do this and I'm going to see how much it costs because, you know, now I'm broke, right? I'm broke. So I'm going to try it and see how I feel. So have you got your pen and paper? Or replay this. So we're now at 18 minutes 55, so 19 minutes in. All right, so the first one is Epsom salts. Epsom salts, okay? Epsom salts. That's our first ingredient, right? So I'm going to put it here behind me so you can see Epsom salts, right? Epsom salts. The next one is rock salt. You want natural rock salt, not table salt. Himalayan salt will do the same trick, okay? Rock salt. So these were brought from yesterday at Woolworths, my grocery store. So I'm going to put that there too, right? So we've got our rock salt and our Epsom salts, right? Last ingredient, baking soda. Baking soda, okay? Bicarb soda. Now, this is their last. So it's only 3 ingredients, but there's 4 if you really want to know the 4th one too. So, there's actually 5. 5. So, bicarb soda, baking soda is what you want. So, I went up to Woolworths. Now, he's saying that you use, so if you're writing this down, I hope you are, because I'm trying here to help you guys, all of us as well, right? Because there's more to this, okay? So he says you use 1 cup of each. Boom, boom, boom. You stick it in a tub of water, hot water, and you want to soak in there for at least 15, 20 minutes, okay? Because there's 2 more ingredients, which I don't have. One is lemons. He said you slice up a lemon and you put that into your water so it's floating around in the top of the water, right? So lemons. And the other one he said is, oh my God, borax. Now, I've just shared something the other day about borax. It is lethal, so you've got to be careful, guys, with ever taking borax, okay? But I've shared it on my Facebook. So let me just go into me. Did I share it? Oh my God. Oh my God. What have I done? I didn't even share it. I've been removed. Thank God. They took it down. They don't want us to know this stuff. Thank goodness, though, I got a photo. I got a photo. Where is it? Borax. Here it is. Here it is. Okay. So it's borax, right? I'll just take the person's name off. All right, so there it is. That's what it looks like, borax. Now, take a screenshot of the screen if you need to write this down, okay? Borax. So you throw borax in there with 1 cup of baking soda, 1 cup of Epsom salt, 1 cup of mule team borax, and 1 cup Himalayan sea salt or Redmond salt. Never use white depleted mineral table salt. So there's your rock salt, guys, okay? So you want those 3 with a cup of borax, but I've looked at borax. It can be lethal, so be very, very, very careful using it, okay? But I'm going to start doing this. 1, 2, 3. I've got a lemon out in the kitchen, so I'll slice that up and throw it on the top of the bath later, okay? I actually got a few containers of this, all right, last night because I'm going to start doing this all the time. Okay, I'm going to start doing this all the time. So if you've liked that information that I just gave you, because what does this do? These 3 ingredients, I feel like I'm doing an infomercial. I really do. But, this is about you, okay? And I'm going to be honest with how much this cost me. So this was $6, right? So we're up to $6 for the Epsom salt. The rock salt was $6, and the bicarb was $8. I think it was $8. So that's $20. So I'm going to get about 4 or 5 baths out of that. So $20. So that comes down to about, even if you only do it once a week, that'll get you through a month, okay? Don't drink the water, okay? Please don't drink the water, okay? Okay. Why am I wearing a beanie and why am I running, my nose is running so much? Because today I woke up to 2 Celsius. It's freezing cold here in Brisbane. Okay. So there's my infomercial for the day. If you've liked this information and you think, well, I'm going to try this because I want to start looking after my health, raising up my vibration and looking after myself, here is my PayPal link. It's right there, right now, okay? PayPal is universally recognised all over the world. I live in Australia, so there are a lot of these payment places that just don't. I saw one the other day, WeBank or MeBank or something. I don't know. It doesn't work in Australia, guys, okay? Alrighty. So, yep, David Mack, I've kept these on hand over 20 years. Good man. Start drowning yourself in it. Well, don't, yeah. Well, I'm going to put my hair and everything in it, okay? So I'm going to start from today. I had a little bit of a meltdown over the weekend, putting that literally. It was not good what I went through on the weekend because I'm really, really struggling now, okay? So I must start charging for my readings, all right? And I'm also going to stop giving away my books for free. So again, if people want my books, there's got to be some sort of contribution made to get even my PDFs of my books from now on, because I just can't afford to do it. So I was talking to this guy, and he said to me, I was over at the spiritual center at Salisbury, and he said, "What's this thing about you as spirit guides?" And I said, "Yeah, I see spirit guides now." And he said, "What do you mean you actually see spirit guides?" And I said, "Yeah, I see spirit guides." He said, "Do you know how rare that is?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm starting to find out." Nobody else does it. He said, "Lynda, there's only about 4 people on the planet right now who actually see and talk with spirit guides. Are you telling me you're one of them?" And I said, "Yeah. Do you want me to introduce you to yours?" So I'm telling him about this person that came out, started talking to me. And he says, "Oh my God, you don't believe." So he was telling me, I don't want to give away too much, right, about who this person was to him. But the country that this person was from is where he has wanted to always go. He said, "I don't know what it is, but I just feel drawn to this specific country that you've told me." And it's not a big country, right? He said, "I've always wanted to go there. And it's so funny that you've just mentioned that this person is from that country." So he said, "I believe you, that you actually do talk to these spirit guides." And I said, "Yeah, that's true." So he said, "Lynda, you've got to start charging for this stuff. You can't do it for free. You really can't." So I can't, he said, "It's like you're holding the cure for cancer. You've got to give it away. You can't just give it away for free." So I've just given you the cure for cancer. It's here in my infomercial. Start soaking yourself, guys. We want to get to an alkaline ecosystem within our bodies. I've done a lot of research into this medical procedure of this clinical trial that we've all been in for the last 3 years. And it's staggering what's staying inside our bodies. It doesn't leave ever. So the only way that it can affect us is if we're in an acidic environment, ecosystem. So Lynda, her body is an ecosystem, right? So I want to help all of you because I'm looking for ways out of this myself. I didn't take the clinical trial. I'm not a part of it. But I know that when I'm near people who were, I feel sick after I'm with them. So that's why I'm not going out much anymore, because I'm such a huge empath. So look after yourself, guys. Stay safe. I love every single one of you. And I'm trying to do my best in my own little world here of how to look after you all and help you stay sane through what's going on. Okay? Because I have a very, very bad feeling, because I was told all this in 2001. This year and next year are going to be the worst years of the century. There's going to be a lot of people dying, and a lot of people are going to get sick, and a lot of people are going to be homeless because food. Mate, you look at World War II. What happened before World War II? Banks crashed, real estate went skyrocketing, no food. We're already there. So stay safe. Prepare yourself. Like whoever was before, where they were saying that they've had all these products for years, because if they do start nuking, and like LRADs, look at LRAD, LRAD, long-range acoustic devices, and then there's also DEWs, direct energy weapons. Have a look at those on Google. They're real, they use them, okay? They're military grade. If they're using those on us, we are then getting radiated, okay? Start having your baths, guys, seriously. And if you haven't got a bath, guess what? Get a bucket, put it into your bucket so you don't have to use a cup in a bucket of water, because you only use a cup of each if you're having a bath. So you might only want 2 or 3 tablespoons of each in a bucket, and throw your feet in there, because our skin is amazing, right? I used to teach this in first aid. Isn't it funny? I was put into the position of being a first aid trainer. Why? Because I had to talk about it now, even though I was a first aid trainer 5, 6, 7 years ago. So when I used to teach first aid, I used to teach about the skin, right? Our skin, skin. So when you've got your feet in a bucket of water, our skin is our biggest external organ, right? So our organs all are affected by each other. So when we put our feet into a bucket of water, we're actually absorbing whatever's inside it, inside that water, and it goes all through our body, even though we're not in the water. It's only our feet. Look at when you go to the beach and you're just walking along the sand with your feet in the sand. Your whole body feels better, right? And you've also got the salt air coming on to you as well. But your feet are absorbing it through the moisture, okay? It's proven. Why do you think your skin goes all wrinkly? Because it's absorbing, okay? Think about it, okay? All right, so I've got the tarot. I've done my little infomercial, so that's out of the way now, okay? Let's have a look at some of these comments. Okay, Susan Horsfall, thank you so much for being here if you're still here. Hi, Lynda, you are so accurate with your readings. You deserve to be paid for your services. You are loved for your truth. Thank you for being you. Susan Horsfall, thank you so much for the testimony. I don't do testimonies, but if you're watching this afterwards and you can't see the comments, I'm going to read it again. She actually says, you are so accurate with your readings. You deserve to be paid for your services. There it is, guys. I have to start paying for my chest. Well, it's not paying. It's contributing what you can afford. Okay? Okay, Radox thought it was just a mineral bath thing. Oh, I know. RAD is radiation. OX from detox. Who would have thought this stuff? So Radox, when you look at Radox, remember Radox? It came out in like the 70s. I'm going in to have a Radox bath. And it was Epsom salts, right? It's the new. So they've called it Epsom salts now, but it's Radox, radiation detox. Who would have thought? So, look at what they did in the Marshall Islands over in the Pacific during the 40s and the 50s with all those nuke testings. And you wonder why they're bringing out radiation detox so you get it soaking it in your bathtub. Oh, my God, it's so crazy. How long has this world been nuts for? How long has this world been nuts for? Okay. Oh, God. All righty. So, hi, Lynda. Do you feel there will be a financial breakthrough for you? Erin Saran? I actually do see that there is money coming for you, Erin Salmon. Yes. Even though, and I'm sitting here talking doom and gloom, we do have the capacity to make our own money. So when I was talking to my friend on Saturday, right, I'm sitting out in the back in the sun because it's so bloody freezing cold here. And I've got my tissue box and I'm writing notes on my tissue box because I was too cold to come inside and get a pen and paper. So I'm making notes, right? Of things to say. Oh, my God. I'm just reading what my daughter wrote. My daughter, this is her handwriting. I am having a breakdown. I just saw that. I am having a breakdown. That's from my daughter. She's coming up to 17, so she's 16 now. She's going through her exam week, and I know it's hard for her. The poor possum. I feel so bad for her. When did she write that? I'll have to talk to her about that tonight when she comes home from school. You're wondering why I'm stressed. I've just found a note where my daughter says, I am having a breakdown. That's her handwriting. Look, here's my handwriting in comparison, so you know it's different. Okay, there's my daughter's handwriting. I am having a breakdown. Look at her eye. It looks like a J. Oh, my God, I've got to talk to her about that tonight. Oh, my God. Fancy reading that live on air. Oh, my God, the world's gone nuts, guys. How do we get through it? How do we seriously get through this? So I'm going back to my notes now. First thing I wrote is we have to talk about it. We have to talk about it when we're scared. The weekend for me, it was terrifying. I've got to start paying this extra money in about 6 weeks. I'm lucky I've got a little bit of a backup before I get to that 6 weeks. And I'm thinking, please, God, by some bloody flick of miracle, let me just open my letterbox and there's a check for $1 million in there. so then I can help myself and a couple of other people that I know that are really, really struggling as well. You know, I was actually thinking on Saturday, I'm having this thought and I'm thinking, wonder if I go over to the tent place and I buy 10 or 3 because I can afford one because they're about $100 each. And if I put a tent in my backyard, I can go up and get these homeless people, put them in my backyard and say, just give me what you can afford to pay and live in my backyard, come in and use the toilet, shower. But I've got to watch my daughter, she's 16. Can I just have like random people living in my backyard? So I'm going through all these scenarios, trying to work this out. And so as I wrote down with my friend, I said, we have to talk about it when we're scared because that releases what we're going through. It's where we're identifying. If you've watched my videos, you'll know I talk about when things are going wrong for us, we identify what's going wrong. Okay? We identify it. We call it out. And we can call it whatever we want. You effing right? Because I was doing enough of that on Saturday, right? I was doing that on Saturday. So we call it out for what it is. Then we know what's making us feel stressed, anxious, scared, whatever. So then we say, right, is this anxiety because based on future events? Are we scared that tomorrow we could get evicted? Tomorrow there will be no food, this and that. So we can't think about future events, right? So we've got to be productive now in this present, which is our awareness, right? Our awareness of now. So we start realizing real eyes, if you know what I'm talking about, real eyes. Realize, worked it out yet? Realize is real eyes. Realize what's going on now. Is all this external stuff what we are ourselves creating? Could it be that we are creating this? So how do we stop creating it? We start thinking peace. We start thinking tranquility. We start thinking love. We start thinking health. We start thinking about all the stuff that we want in our lives that isn't here now. They can take our freedom, but they can never take our imagination, right? I'm going to say that again because that's amazing. They can take our freedom, but they can never take our imagination. So keep manifesting in your brain what you want, okay? So another thing I've written on this list, how can you beat yourself up for having hope? So look at how many people now, because I beat myself up pretty bad on Saturday. I was sitting out the back thinking, Lynda, you're an absolute tosser. You've allowed yourself to get into this position. But we all have. So we've all been had, right? We've all been had. So you sit there and you think, what am I beating myself up for? Because I've got hope. So the message for today is hope. We need hope. So let's have a look at what hope is. Hope is when you have a dream, a goal, ambition, or just imagination, and you think of something in the future that you want. And then you hope and pray that it comes true. So let's have a look at hope and pray. How do we create it for it to come true? Is when we feel it. We get that emotional attachment to it. This is how you make the law of attraction work, by the way. Okay, law of attraction, here we go. Oh my God, it's so cold here. Let me just have another cup of my tea. Manifestations of the light, we stop and begin to care. I'm in this Facebook group. I'm in this group on Facebook. It's called SGA, Suddenly Gone Australia. Go check them out. It's a pack of whingers. They're all whingers in there. My mum had a reaction to the thing. My dad died. My sister's got really sick. They're all whinging about everyone getting sick, right? Suddenly Gone Australia is what's called SGA. So my friend Carla, who I love her down in Sydney. Hello, Carla. If you're watching, she'll probably watch it tonight. she went in there the other day and she said, now's not the time not to whinge about this stuff. We're past whinging. We've got to do something now for action. We can no longer sit on the sidelines and just allow these people to do what they're doing. If we go into a nuclear war, and it's not just the people that will be affected. What about the environment? What about all the animals, sea life, air life, space that can be affected? Aliens. Will they come down and help us? Probably not, because they're just not going to come here because of all that radiation. Get yourself a Radox bath, right? Radox, radiation detox. Oh my God. Who would have thought? So, oh my God, this is just crazy. Who would have thought it? So, end of the day, guys, we've got to start thinking what we want. It's time to stop thinking about what they're doing. Time to let go of it, release it, forgive it, and love it. So what I mean there is identify what they're doing. You're putting food prices up again, aren't you? Yeah, my bread's now $5 a loaf and it used to be 50 cents. I'm seeing what you're doing. I'm watching you while you're doing it to me. So you identify it, right? Then you say, right, stuff this. There's nothing I can do about what you do, but there's something about it what I can do. How much of that bread do I actually eat? Do I eat the whole loaf, or do I only eat half of it and then I've got to toss it away because it gets stale and get a new loaf? So now I'm going to be more productive. I'm going to freeze half of my loaf. Stuff you. You're not going to be able to stop me doing that, right? So now we're taking action on how to – it's not retaliate and it's not revenge and it's certainly not a grudge. It's being productive and it's counteracting what they're doing to us. So fuel prices, my fuel today just hit $2.06. Oh my God. You know, last week it was $1.54. So it's gone up 50 cents a litre. So that's $2 a gallon. In 3 days it's gone up. So how do I go with that? How do I retaliate? Well, it's not a retaliation. I'm being productive to save me money. My daughter now, I drive her to school because there's a big hill that she's got to go up, but she's now walking home from school. So she walks down the hill. So that's a lot easier, right? Walking down a hill is easier. So she's walking down the hill and she comes home. So that saves me going out and doing about a 5K drive every day. So that's 25 kilometers a week now I'm saving myself driving. So thank you, car. I now get better fuel consumption on my car because I'm not doing those extra trips, right? Yes. So you got to look at this and be productive, okay? If you like eating chocolate, go down to the cheaper version of your chocolates. And if you're already at that lower level, if you're already at the bottom of the rung of eating chocolate, think about it. Do you really need it? Do you really need it? Like I was watching Survivor. My God, Jeff Probst, he has not aged in 40 years. How's he doing this? So I was watching Survivor 44 the other night, and I was looking at the food they ate. They eat rice for 3 months. They live on rice virtually. And I thought, could I do that? You know, could I go and just eat rice for 3 months? And I thought, well, I'm going to get rid of this if I do, right? So is it a bad thing for me to just eat rice for 3 months? So I went and got rice the other day. Of course, I'm going to put some veggies or something with it at night, but I'm changing how I eat, okay? I'm not retaliating to what the government's doing. I'm accommodating to this new persona that I now have to be, okay? So, I spoke to a guy the other day and he's got all these cars in the driveway and he said, oh, Lynda, I can't afford anything. I'm so broke. And I said, well, why have you got all these? I said, what's your cheapest car? And his cheapest car was $50,000 in the driveway. And he had 4 of them. I said, mate, do you realize if you could just sell one car, that's going to get you through like a year? And he said, what? That'll only give me $50,000. That won't last me a year. That's like 2 months. So he needs $25,000 a month to survive. Someone needs to reevaluate their lifestyle. That's where I'm at. I survive on $200 a week with my daughter. That's food, electricity, gas, all my bills for $200 a week. And now it's going down to $100 a week. So now I do have crucial times. Anyway, I don't want to talk about me. Alrighty, so I believe God would want you to charge for services. Thank you so much, Aaron Salmon. Yeah, hey, new subscribers, can I have a reading, please? All right, Vonnie Gallagher. I used to do readings for free, and if you've listened to me today, I hope you don't think I'm whinging. I'm just telling everybody I'm now with you all. I'm in the boat with you all. We're in the life. Now, okay, I'm no longer doing readings, guys. Let me just go there. First thing I'm asking for now is a PayPal transaction. Don't please contribute what you can afford. I'm not going to just say, oh, it's $300. I'm not going to do that. But you throw me what you can afford as a contribution. Then you must email me, which my email is Lynda@LyndaRay. So here comes, where's my email? Here is my email address. So you've got to make a transaction through PayPal. Then you email me and you say, Lynda, I've just made this transaction. Here's my evidence. So I know it's you. This is how much I paid, blah, 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 whatever you want to say. Screenshot. That's easiest. You just take a screenshot and send that to me as an email. Then tell me also where you are. I live near Chicago, closest major city, please, guys. So then we can you don't just say, oh, I live on Pacific time. I don't know Pacific time. I don't know Pacific time. Okay? I need your city so I can just say, what's the time now in Chicago? What time is it now in Denver? What time is it now in Poland? Okay? What time is it now in London, UK? Because then I can work out the time zone, so then we can work out a time for your reading, okay? I generally do not put a time limit on my reading. It's not like, oh, your time's up, see you later. I don't do that, and I don't want to be that person, okay? I like being there for whoever needs me and how much time I can afford them, okay? I usually only do one reading a day, just to let you know, okay? One reading per day, because it takes, the other thing why I've got to charge, and I'll be honest with you, I've had a lot of no-shows. And to me, this is disrespect, because I take my readings extremely seriously. And generally, if I have a reading, say at 9 o'clock, I'll start preparing for it at 8:15. I get myself dressed. I get myself on the computer. I'll do my singing bowl. I'll tap into her, asking her questions about the person I'm about to do a reading for. Have you got any information before? So there's a lot of time and effort that I spend for people not to turn up. So that's the last condition that I'm going to put on my website today. If you pay through PayPal, we organise a time and you no-show, you don't get a refund, because I cannot afford that time again, because it takes me about 45 minutes to set up, and then I wait 15 minutes in the Zoom call. So that's an hour. So put a value on what you think I'm worth for an hour, okay? I don't want to say your name, I figure, okay? But it's not me whinging. I just can't afford. I had a no-show on Saturday, and I sent her a message on Facebook, and I said, I'm in the Zoom meeting now if you're ready. And there was no answer for hours. And then she came back, oh, sorry, I thought it was the next day. Well, we'd already organised it. I'd already sent her a Zoom link. So I don't get the time to make follow-up calls, and I don't send out reminders, because I just don't get the time to, guys. I get extremely busy. I'm a single mom. I must invest some time with my daughter, right? Okay. So, okay. Aaron Salmon, we've got to help Lynda. Oh, thank you so much, Aaron. You guys are amazing. You can create a better and higher vibe, different story, Lynda. You teach us all so well. I'm feeling for your daughter too. Hug you, love. I love you too. Everything's going to turn out right. I know it does. We have to trust the universe. Did you hear what happened to my car just the other week? My door lock broke. So I rang up mechanics, which they said 2 months, 3 months to get it fixed because of all the accidents. Vaccidents is what they're calling it. So he said $700 for one. So then I rang Ford because I've got a 10-year-old Ford, and he said, I'll bring it over. I've got to replace all four for free. What? How does that happen? So it's when we trust the universe. Look, I've still got the receipt here. Where's the receipt? I took it over to Ford. My car went to Ford. Where's the date? Oh, so here's the date, 18th of the 4th, right? And it was all done through warranty. It was all done through warranty. Warranty, $0. It should have been $3,000. Oh my God. $2,800 it would have been. 700 by 4, so that's $2,800 it should have cost me. But they said, oh no, this is warranty. Who has warranty on a 10-year-old car? Thank you so much. So it's when we trust them, everything does work out, guys, okay? Start trusting them. Surrender. I did a video the other day. It's called Surrender. Learn how to surrender to the universe and just say, look, I know I've got all this trouble. I'm just going to put it in your hands because you know my past, you know my future. And isn't it funny how something will happen now and we don't reap those rewards until another 3 or 4 years when we really do need that reward? It's funny how it works out, guys, you know? Okay. All righty. I always thought that Radox was for paradox. I know. It's weird. Self-development. David Wilcock. Oh, God, he's gorgeous. He's actually cute too, right? David Wilcock talks also about what you're describing. What the elites are trying to do is change the system, but the system, meaning humanity here, is always capable of adapting and change. That's exactly right. Okay. Oh, so here comes my PayPal link, guys. There is my PayPal link. I didn't press the button to press send it. All right, so let's get into some tarot for this week because, hello, we need it, right? And I want to get off here today because I do have a very busy day as usual. So the first thing which one do you want me to show? Rune? No? Okay, see, I just said do the rune. She went, no. Do that one first. Okay, so the first one I've got today is my little lovey-dovey card. Look at my fingers, guys. This is because it's so cold here. I've got all these chilblains on my fingers. Look, I've got all these cuts on my fingers because it's so cold here at night. Ugh, you don't want to see all the cracks in my fingers. Oh, my God. All right. So let me try and hide them. There you go. I'll do it that way. Love, because they all love stuff. All the little lovey-dovey cards start with love, right? Love has no need to fabricate stories or tell lies. How true is that for today? Love has no need to fabricate stories or tell lies. So this is where, what I said to my friend Sally on Saturday, we have to talk about it when we're scared. Be open and raw. Identify what's wrong, okay? Because when we identify what's wrong, that's when we can logically come to some sort of conclusion on how to fix it. If we're scared and we say, no, I'm not going to face that. I'm not going to open that. Like I remember because I've got PTSD. I was getting mail and I just could not open the letters. I was so petrified of what was inside those envelopes. So I'd have this big pile of envelopes, lawyer letters, insurance letters. All these letters were coming in. And I thought, I can't. I'm going to bed. So I'd go to bed and I just wouldn't think about it. I couldn't think about it. So I know what it's like, guys. But we must face it in little bits. So instead of attacking the whole pile, you just pull one out of the pack. And you go outside, so you separate from all that chaos and you just deal with a little bit of it, okay? Just a little bit of it. Love has no need to fabricate or tell lies. This is where you tell your friends, tell me if you want. I don't care. I get a lot of emails from people who just want to share their stories, okay? So what you do is you just tell somebody. Ring your bank and just, hello, this is internet banking. Oh, hi, I'm having a really bad day. Have you got a moment? Tell a stranger, okay? Talk to anybody and try and work it out inside your head. Even if you're looking at yourself in the mirror, okay? Look at yourself in the mirror and say, right, Linda, how are we going to fix this? What can we do? What's productive today? Do we go to bed or do we try a little bit? Just try a little bit. Baby steps is the way forward. So you talk about it. Be honest. You don't have to fabricate. You know what it's like when you go to a doctor? You walk in, you walk into the doctor and you walk up to the receptionist and she says, oh, hi, how are you today? The first reaction we all say is, oh, hello, I'm fine. No, you're bloody not fine. You wouldn't be a doctor if you were, right? So don't, you go to the doctor and she says, oh, how are you feeling? Well, I really want to know. I'm feeling like crap. My world's falling apart. I'm stressed. I need to see a doctor. I need pills. And she'll say, oh, go, take a seat. Because she's empathic, right? That's what they get paid for, to be empathic. So, but at least in that little 30 seconds, you've had that little rant of, my life's going to crap. So we must talk about it. Don't fabricate. This is not a time to fabricate what we're going through, guys. Okay? The more we reach out, the more we're phoning these government agencies, the more we're reaching out to homeless places, food banks, Salvation Army type places, Lifeline, all these places, the more they're ringing the government, we need more funding, we need more help. So the government has to act. The government will not act if we just lie down in the gutter and say, so it be. It's not a time to act, guys, okay? So get off your butt and be honest with what you're going through. Reach out and talk to somebody, okay? That's the first card for today. Now she's saying go for the tarot card next. Here's the tarot. I pulled it out this morning before I started, okay? I tapped my cards because I've got my cards here. So there's my cards. I said, one card, please, that we all need this week. I'm shuffling. And then one fell out. And the card that I got today is the 5 of Wands. 5 of Wands, if you want to Google it. So I found it in my book already. So here he is, the 5 of Wands. Let's have a look at this one. Okay. The 5 of Wands represents conflicts, differences of opinions. Wow, look how that's all happening right now, right? And petty squabbling. Look at the world. Everybody's getting angry. Have you noticed it? Everybody's frustrated. Everyone's paranoid. That's a good word. Everyone's, who's that car? I heard a car. Who's that? Where's that? We're all gone scatterbrain. Have you noticed it? So this is a very, very relevant card for this week. These may not be large problems. For some of us it is, right? And they can be overcome if cooperation is sought. If cooperation is sought. So that's where you get off your butt, guys, okay? This is not a time to sit down. This is the time to get up and say, you know what? I'm sick and tired of feeling sorry for myself. This is when I'm going to start doing some action. That's why I've made this thing where I'm going to go, it's a 45-minute drive each way, but I have to go to the Salisbury Centre at least once a month and try to make some money over there, okay, doing readings and stuff. So I had to start doing that instead of just doing what I'm doing here from the house. And if you know me with my PTSD, 45 minutes in my car, I need Valium to get through that because I used to go out to, I nearly said what I can't say. All I've got to say is I worked with the police for 10 years and I saw a lot of fatal car accidents during that time. There you go. Piece it together if you can. What I used to do. Okay? I wasn't in the office. So I saw a lot of fatal car accidents. My brain just went tweak. I can't drive anymore because I'm scared when cars come towards me. So for 45 minutes each way to get over to Salisbury, that's a big thing with me trying to face my fears, get over my own PTSD, and try to manage what I'm going through, okay? So that's what I try to hope with everybody, right? Okay, 5 of Wands. How However, so this may not be large problems, and they can be overcome if cooperation is sought. Go talk about it, right? However, petty disorder can easily get out of hand and drain energy away from key issues if need to be resolved. Okay? If this situation emerges around you, try not to become involved. Don't get involved with people squabbling. Don't get attached to your neighbours having a fight. Put on your headsets, listen to your music. Just close your eyes and pretend you're on the beach at some Fijian island with your little cabana boy bringing you a margarita. Hello, Miguel. How are you today? Okay. I like your tan, as he's wearing his little G-string. Oh, my God. There. Whew. Okay. See, I'm good at visualizations, okay? Back to this book. Okay, Miguel. Okay. If the situation emerges around you, try not to become involved, for it is handled correctly. The turmoil will just blow over. So this is our time, guys. Don't be tempted to add few flames to the fire. If you can play diplomat, you may find yourself quite popular with colleagues at a later date. So this is where we get out and we network. This is where we get out and talk to people who are going through the same thing as you. This is where you get that support. And remember, family is generally not your support network. Okay? My whole family threw me in the garbage bin. Seriously. They don't want to know about me because I'm a psychic and what I say. So they're not supportive for me. I can't go to them and say, hey, can I have some money for my rent next week? It ain't going to happen. Okay? So I've got to look elsewhere to people on my own tribe. Find your tribe is the time, guys. Get out there. Look at your hobbies. What do you like to do? Okay? Get out there, meet people, because this is how we increase our mental health. This is how we raise our vibration. And how do we not get sick? Raise your vibration and have your little detox baths with the ingredients I was talking about earlier. Epsom salts, rock salt, bicarb soda, baking soda. Okay? Those 3 ingredients. Put a cup of each in a hot water bath and just soak, and all your stresses go away. While you're sitting there, think about all the things you want to create. Okay? Okay. Mary T, 4459. Linda, I pray for you and your daughter, and I hope the universe will help you get through it all. I pray that Archangel Michael and Archangel Raphael will be by your side. Darling, I wish this for you as well as everybody else on the planet. Every day I'm praying to the angels. Please protect those who are on the right side of the spiritual war. We have been on a spiritual war now since 2012. Did you hear the date? 2012 is when all this started. Actually, it was 2005. But I can't tell you what I know because I got told when I died, right? But it's all started way, way before, and now it's all coming out to play. All right? This is a game plan. This is their game plan. They lowered all the interest rates, so everyone goes out and gets debt to the hilt, right? When interest rates are 0, you go out and get all these credit cards, you get all these mortgages, car loans, credit card loans, personal loans. I want to take a holiday. Yeah, here's money for your holiday. And then they put up all the interest rates around the world. So now no one can repay the debt they've got. So this is where the banks can come in and say, repossession. It's all part of the game plan because they're broke. I heard the other day in Victoria, Australia, Melbourne, if you know Melbourne, Australia, the Premier down there, Dan Andrews, he's just come out and said Melbourne has a $32 billion COVID debt. That's in the news, so I can talk about it. $32 billion debt. Melbourne only has 7 million people. So in this story, he's saying it's a 20-year repayment. It's $50,000 per person in Melbourne to pay it back. Why is he still in office? How is he still breathing? That's what I want to know. Because if I knew I did that to somebody, I'd be having a heart attack. Oh, man, I just caused your state to have a $32 billion debt. I'm resigning. How is he still in office? That's the thing I want to know. So oh, well, I don't want to judge, and I just certainly don't accuse, and I certainly will not judge why he did what he did, right? We all need lessons in life. But ultimately, we've got to look at, some people have got, and what's he done? He's just put a tax on anyone who owns a house. It's called a land tax. So you already pay your rates, which is your utilities, but now they have to pay anything over $50,000. You've got to pay some exorbitant fee to kill off this $32 billion debt. Oh my God, I just can't believe the world. I can't believe the stupidity of what they've done. I really can't. So don't get involved with it, guys. You laugh at it. I've done a video out there when we laugh at situations. I laugh at it. After I had this meltdown on the weekend, I was sitting out the back, sitting in the sun, and I thought, right, first thing I know to do is appreciate. I appreciate that I'm here and it's warm today. I appreciate the sun's on me, so I'm getting the healing energy from the sun's radiation. Okay, because sun's radiation is different than nuclear radiation, 5G radiation, whatever else, chemtrail radiation from this thing that we all had, maybe. Anyway, but the whole thing is you got to separate from it and laugh at it. Laughing is my way of dealing with stuff. It's my coping mechanism. Look at that guy. So you've got to separate, disconnect, okay? I've been trying to write this book, Dream Techniques, okay, of how to sleep. And in D, I talk about D of dream, DREAMS. D is disconnect. How do we disconnect from stuff so we don't go to bed having all those millions and millions of thoughts come through our heads? How do we not wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning where you're just lying there for hours thinking about stuff? So we've got to learn to disconnect, okay? So I hope that you like this book when it comes out, because it's a slow train coming because I'm just so busy with all this other stuff I'm doing. Okay, guess I'm looking in the wrong place. Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. All right, guys. Well, I've been on here now for over an hour. Oh, I haven't done the rune stone. I haven't even looked this one up yet, but I pulled out the bag because I've got my little bag here. I said, I want one rune, please, one rune, and I got this one. So let's have a look at this one. Look, I haven't even looked him up yet. Where is this really crazy rune? That's not it. Oh, there it is. It's this one. Is that it? Oh, here it is. Look. Okay, so it's this one here. There he is. I like showing you, right? There he is. Okay. So this is mankind. Oh, my God. You can't make this stuff up, right? Mankind's going down the toilet, and here I get the mankind's rune stone. Oh my God, my eyes are watering already. Oh my God, please give us some hope here. We need some hope today, right? Okay. The rune of all mankind, both men and women, the symbol of interconnectedness, cooperation, equality, empathy, and inclusion. As I said before, guys, I am so grateful that I'm not a rich person, because how can I sit here in my mansion telling you guys that everything's going to be all right for you? They want me. They want me on your page. They want me on the same boat so I can offer hope and inclusion as manifestations of the light just said. Thank you so much. They want me to feel the pain of what everybody else is. And that's a lesson I've signed up for, to learn this in this incantation of my life. It makes me humbled, and I'm learning how to be humbled. But geez, just a couple of dollars on the side would be great just to help me through. But we're all going through it, okay? So now we've got 4 dot points for this one. It's the mankind rune. Hello, here he is. Okay. A reminder that we are all connected by common experiences. Well, hello, guys. I'm with you. So while I get to there, in the first dot point, I want to say just one more line that I said to my friend on the weekend. And this is it. And I hope that you take this to heart, okay? The sea may be choppy. The sea of life where we live in right now, the world is choppy, right? But we are all in the lifeboat together. And I want you to remember that. So the world's in chaos. The world, the seas that we're in is, I'm getting seasick. A lot of people are throwing up because of how bad the seas are getting, right? It's all past choppy. We're into tidal wave type stuff, but we're all in the lifeboat together. And I just said that to a friend of mine on the weekend. So the first one, a reminder that we are all connected by common experiences, right? Focus on bringing a positive attitude and energy to your relationships. Get yourself some Radox. Can't make this stuff up, really. Radox, radiation detox. Epsom salt, rock salt, Himalayan rock salt, and bicarb soda, which is baking soda. You put a cup of each in the tub, fill it up with warm water and soak your heart away for the next half hour. But while you're in there, you got to remember, think of all the stuff you want, manifestation. Don't just sit there thinking about how many bills you've got, because that's what you'll be bringing in while you're detoxing. So while you detox, you've got to bring in all the stuff that you want, manifest it all, okay? I'm going to do it this afternoon myself, okay? So I'm offline from about 1:30 till 3 o'clock this afternoon because I'm in the tub. Don't get a visual. You don't want to know. Okay. Okay. Lol, I can see you doing ads for these products. Okay, self-development hints and tips. Let's just go through. I've still got the rune, right? But while you've just said that. Okay, guys, today I'm advertising the benefits of rock salt. Now, I feel like one of those ladies on The Price is Right. I've got today a rock salt. Here's your rock salt. 1 cup, only 1 cup. And look, it's in a little resealable container, so you don't have to get it all wet. You just take out 1 scoop, 1 cup, put it in a tub of water with your Epsom salts. Epsom salts, soothing and relaxing. Epsom salts. Love your work, guys. Okay, next thing we have the bicarb soda, which is baking soda. It's got the little thing on the side here, little pull tab. So you pour out a cup, put it in your bath, and bubble on. Okay? I really should be doing infomercials. Anyway, but look at what I'm doing today, guys. I'm trying to make fun of how pathetic all our lives are. See how I laugh at it? Please don't think I got called callous the other week. That really hurt. Because I try to see the fun side. Always look on the bright side of life. I had to throw a song in there somewhere, didn't I? Okay, so back to this rune, the mankind rune. We did dot point 1. Focus on bringing a positive attitude and energy to your relationships. Okay. Third one, be prepared to take advice. Humbled is the word of today. Be humbled. If you've got the 4 cars in the driveway and they're all worth 50 grand each, and you're sitting there thinking, how am I going to get through the next 2 months? Maybe downsize 1 or 2 of your cars, eh? Think about what is it materialistically that you could give up for the sanity of your family, okay? Okay. Can I donate for a question? Dune, of course you can. I'm never going to say no to donate. Dune, if you email me, okay, I'll do it this way. If you make a donation through PayPal, email me. So I'm going to do it again, right? Here's my PayPal link. Make a donation through PayPal. Then you've got to email me, okay? Tell me how much that you sent over so I know it's you, right? And ask away. Ask away. Do it in an email. If you attach a photo of yourself, that's even better, okay? Because then I can connect to your photo. If you want to see a spirit guide, I'll certainly tell you what that is as well, okay? I love doing stuff for people, and I hope the fact that I've now got to say donate first. I really don't like being this person that I've got to now become, okay? So be prepared to take advice. I've got to take the advice, and that is, Linda, stop doing things for free. I've got to take that advice. I've been told that now 3 times over the weekend by friends of mine. Linda, stop doing things for free. Okay, I'll do it. I'll do it. Okay. Okay, the love coming your way is way beyond any low vibe jives. Oh, I love you guys. I really love you. So our last dot point, because I really do want to get off here today, depending on circumstances, may also be a positive indicator of male sexuality and fertility. Oh, okay, mankind. Yeah, what's it is production, reproduction. So what are you doing right now today to be productive? That's the thing. Don't just sit on your seat and think, woe is me, I'm a victim. This is our time to stand up and start being heard. This is our time right now to get off your butt and get out there and say, what can I do with no money, no job, no house, no food? But there's got to be something I can do where the universe will start correcting that karma. Go and start doing some time at your local soup kitchen. Don't just go to the soup kitchen to get your free meal. Ask to be a volunteer there, even if you're just the guy that's sweeping on the outside patio. Okay? Ask to be of service to others. Ask to be of service to them. Okay? Things will start to get better. And there's another song. Things can only get better. Can only get better. Oh my God, guys. Start singing your songs. Okay? I'm going to tell you a little story in closing. On Thursday, I had an appointment. I don't need to tell you where. And it was about a half-hour drive away that I had to go. So I dropped Tashi at school and I thought, I've got to go to the toilet. So I go to the school and I go down into the school and I go to the toilet. And funniest thing, I come outside of the toilet and I'm walking back up to my car. And there's a group of, I'm just researching it so I can tell you the right things. There's a flock of cockatoos sitting there. Now, do you know what cockatoos are? They're our big white birds. So let me just show you what a cockatoo is first. So there's a cockatoo, right? We've got this big flock of these white birds there. Now, these guys can live for 100 years, right? They're long lifers, right? They're big parrots. They're like this big, right? They're really, and when they you can hear them like 5 kilometers away, right? So I come out of the school, I've been in the toilet, I'm about to drive this half-hour trip, and this cockatoo right near my car, so it's a message, because we've got to look for our messages, right? And there's this cockatoo sitting there, and I'm looking at him, and he looks sort of like towards me, like cockatoos do this, and he goes, ark, 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 ark. And I think, I know that song. It's Eye of the Tiger from Rocky. So it's called the Eye of the Tiger. I'm just researching it. Eye of the Tiger. Right? So we go to the lyrics. Rising up, back on the street, did my time, took my chances, went the distance, now I'm back on my feet. Just a man and his will to survive. Go research it, guys. It's called the Eye of the Tiger. Eye of the Tiger. This cockatoo, now, I was telling my daughter about it after I picked her up from school, and I said, darling, you can't believe this bloody cockatoo. It was singing Eye of the Tiger at me. Ark, 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 ark. I said, how do you know? Because Rocky came out in the 70s. This bird, he could have been someone's pet years ago when that song came out, and they used to play it on repeat. Back in the day, you used to play a song over and over and over again and really like wear out the old records, right? Eye of the Tiger. Someone could have had it on repeat, and this bird just picked it up because cockatoos talk, right? They mimic everything. So how do you know it didn't learn the song like 40 years ago? But the universe knew 40 years ago that I'd need to hear it next to my car last Thursday. So that bird flew away from wherever it lived like 10 years ago because they lived for 100 years, and now it's sitting next to my car so it could sing "Eye of the Tiger" at me as a message that I needed to hear it today. The universe is amazing, right? So, Dune, thank you so much. I'll get to your emails. If I don't get to them today, because I've got to read in today, if I don't get them to today, because that's one reason why I've got to get off here, because it's coming up to 10 o'clock, I've got to get ready for this reading. But if I don't get there today, I'll get to your email tomorrow, Dune. Okay. I hope that you sent me a hello. I hope that you've sent me a photo of yourself too. Okay. Because I really want to help everybody. That's where I'm at. I want to be that superhero who helps everybody. Why do you think I use Supergirl Cup? I want to be that Supergirl who goes and helps everybody. I'd love to be in a position where I could just say, everything is free. Everything I do for you is free. I want you to feel so valuable and happy and loved. But the universe hasn't put me into that position now. So I've got to start charging for my own personal self-worth. Okay? All right, so there's this really funny guy appeared on my YouTube shorts. He freaking cracks me up totally. Just dancing to some really high vibe statements. Luke Mind Power lights up the beginning of my day. Okay, so yeah, I love the cockatoo story. Ark, 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 ark. I've got to go now. I'm going to go and play Eye of the Tiger because I've got to read it in half an hour. So I've got to go and do my detox. And please, guys, remember what I've said today. Rock salt. Don't get table salt because that's iodized, right? You want natural rock salt, Epsom salts, and bicarb soda, which is baking soda, right? It's baking soda. A cup of each in a hot tub. Whoops, whoops. Thank God that wasn't open because it just fell on the floor. See? Okay. So putting those back to there. I'm going to leave them there because my bathroom's just over here. I'm going to go have a bath later with it. And look after yourself, guys. Stay high-vibed. Detox your body so you want to live in alkaline so we don't get sick. Just in closing, I will let you know, we've got a Gold Coast University Hospital. It's on the Gold Coast in Queensland, which is about 45-minute drive south from me. The Gold Coast University Hospital is so full. Guess what they've just done? SeaWorld, you know SeaWorld? There's one in America. I think there's one in Miami, Florida. There's a SeaWorld, right? Animal conservation. Well, the SeaWorld on the Gold Coast, they've got this really big resort where you can stay there. It's a holiday destination. They've closed it because they've just made it a hospital. That's how many people are now getting sick here in Brisbane. SeaWorld on the Gold Coast is now a hospital. Go and try and get a room there. It'll be extremely hard because half of it is now a hospital. And who'd want to stay there anyway, knowing all those sick people are in the room next to you? Just shows you how many people are now sick. Okay. I'm the Tiger. The band is called Survivor, so we have to survive. I am a survivor. Okay, I'm going to get through this. I want you all to start saying that. I need to get off here. That's huge. All right, everybody, I really, really need to get off here because I've got another busy day. I will get to your email, June. Thank you so much for contacting me. Guys, I've got my links there. Please know that I'm now charging for my readings. I have to make a donation through PayPal. Then contact me, show me some sort of proof of what you've made, the donation, because just in case because people will say, oh, yeah, I donated, but you didn't. And I have to do it now because I've had so many people that are no-shows, okay? I can't afford the time for no-shows. So at least if you guys make a contribution, that makes then you guys more inclined to turn up for your reading, right? Or at least try and contact me to cancel. Be respectful, be appreciative, and most of all, be in love, guys. I'm Linda. I love yous all. I'm off here now. I've got to update my website today. I've got to get through some emails later today as well. But right now I need to go sit in the sun and do a little bit of a detox myself because I am so cold here. My computer is saying 9 Celsius and it's 10 o'clock in the morning. It's freezing. So, guys, have a great day wherever you are. Thank you so much for being here. I love you all, and I'll talk to you all soon. Thank you so much for being here. Love you all. Bye.